On July 22nd, 2025, the world lost one of its most iconic and controversial figures in the history of music, John Michael Ozzy Osbourne, known universally as the Prince of Darkness. He died peacefully at the age of 76, surrounded by family at his home in England. The news sent shockwaves through the rock community, with tributes pouring in from fans, fellow musicians, and celebrities across the globe. Though his passing marked the end of an era, Ozzy's spirit, music, and influence remained deeply etched into the soul of heavy metal. Ozzy's death was not unexpected. In the years leading up to it, his health had been in sharp decline. Diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2020 and having endured multiple surgeries and complications, including neck and spine issues, he had been largely out of the public eye. Despite this, he continued to connect with fans through interviews and music, always with the same self-deprecating humor and resilience that defined his life. Even in his final months, he remained determined to record, reflect, and spend time with the family he loved so fiercely. His death, though somber, was also a moment of reflection, a time to honor the chaotic, colorful life of a man who reshaped the sound and attitude of rock forever. Early life in Birmingham. John Michael Osbourne was born on December 3, 1948, in Aston, a working-class district in Birmingham, England. The Osbournes were a large family. Ozzy was the fourth of 6 children, and they lived in a modest 2-bedroom home. His father, Jack, worked night shifts at a car factory, and his mother, Lillian, was a homemaker and part-time worker. The post-war environment was bleak and industrial, with little opportunity for upward mobility. From an early age, Ozzy struggled in school. He later revealed that he suffered from dyslexia, a condition that made reading and writing difficult and contributed to feelings of inadequacy. But he had a natural gift for making people laugh. He loved pranks, slapstick comedy, and impressions. His first major musical influence came in the form of the Beatles, whose arrival in the early 1960s inspired him to believe that maybe music could be his way out of poverty. He idolized John Lennon and dreamed of performing on stage. After leaving school at age 15, Ozzy drifted through a series of blue-collar jobs: plumber's apprentice, slaughterhouse worker, construction helper. But nothing stuck. He was also arrested for burglary and spent a brief stint in prison. These were the troubled roots of a man who would later become a global rock icon. The birth of Black Sabbath. In 1968, fate intervened. Ozzy teamed up with guitarist Tony Iommi, bassist Geezer Butler, and drummer Bill Ward to form a band initially called Earth, later renamed Black Sabbath, a name inspired by a horror film marquee they saw outside a theater. The idea was revolutionary. Take the blues-based rock of the 60s and inject it with darkness, dread, and distortion. Their self-titled debut album, Black Sabbath, 1970, was recorded in a single day and became a landmark moment in music history. It introduced a completely new sound: heavy metal. Songs like Black Sabbath, NIB, and The Wizard were grim, slow-burning, and powerfully raw. Ozzy's voice, eerie and desperate, became the voice of alienation and anti-establishment rage. Their second album, Paranoid, 1970, elevated them to stardom. With tracks like War Pigs, Paranoid, and Iron Man, the band broke into the mainstream while staying true to their dark aesthetic. Throughout the 1970s, Black Sabbath became the cornerstone of heavy metal, influencing bands from Metallica to Slayer. But with fame came excess, and the lifestyle began to wear down the band, especially Ozzy. The fall and solo resurrection. By the late 1970s, Ozzy's drug and alcohol addiction was spiraling out of control. His behavior became erratic, and his relationship with the band deteriorated. In 1979, after a decade of dominance, Black Sabbath fired Ozzy Osbourne. He later described the experience as being tossed into the abyss. But from the darkness, a new chapter began. Sharon Arden, his future wife and the daughter of legendary music manager Don Arden, took charge of his career and personal life. With her support, Ozzy launched a solo project and released Blizzard of Oz in 1980. It was an explosive comeback. The album featured Randy Rhoads, a brilliant young guitarist, and produced classics like Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley. Ozzy was back, and bigger than ever. His solo career throughout the 80s and 90s was marked by both success and tragedy. Rhoads was killed in a freak plane crash in 1982, devastating Ozzy. Still, he persevered, releasing hit albums like Diary of a Madman, Bark at the Moon, The Ultimate Sin, and No More Tears. His image as a wild, unpredictable rocker was further cemented by legendary stage antics, including the infamous bat-biting incident in 1982, which turned him into a media phenomenon. The Osbourne family and reality TV fame. Ozzy married Sharon Arden in 1982. Together they had 3 children, Amy, Kelly, and Jack. The family endured public and private struggles, drug addiction, near-fatal accidents, and ongoing health issues. But they also shared a unique bond that helped them face each challenge together. In 2002, the world got an intimate look at the Osbourne household through MTV's reality show, The Osbournes. The series was a massive hit and brought Ozzy to an entirely new generation of fans. Viewers saw a different side of the Prince of Darkness, a confused, cursing, but lovable father stumbling around his Beverly Hills mansion, trying to cope with modern technology and domestic life. The show ran for 4 seasons and turned the Osbournes into household names. Sharon launched her own talk show, Jack and Kelly became media personalities, and Ozzy enjoyed a late career renaissance as both a rock god and a pop culture figure. Health decline and final years. Ozzy's lifestyle took a massive toll on his body. Over the years, he suffered multiple injuries, including a serious quad bike accident in 2003, spinal injuries, and a series of infections. In 2020, he publicly revealed his Parkinson's disease diagnosis, which explained many of the health issues he had been quietly dealing with. Despite these setbacks, Ozzy remained active in music. In 2020, he released Ordinary Man, and in 2022, Patient Number 9, both to critical acclaim, collaborating with musicians like Post Malone, Elton John, Eric Clapton, and Jeff Beck. He proved that even in his 70s, he could still rock harder than most. His final years were spent mostly at home with Sharon in England, after announcing his permanent return from the US due to safety and health concerns. Though he had to cancel tour plans and limit public appearances, he never lost his connection to fans, often communicating through social media, interviews, and the occasional public tribute. Achievements and honors. Ozzy Osbourne's career is one of the most decorated in rock history. With Black Sabbath, he helped invent heavy metal, a genre that now spans countless subgenres and fan bases. His solo career produced over a dozen albums, selling more than 100 million records worldwide. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2006 as a member of Black Sabbath and later received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. He also has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and the Birmingham Walk of Stars in his hometown. Beyond music, Ozzy became a cultural icon. His influence extended into fashion, language, and even politics. His music was often debated by conservative critics, but embraced by youth movements worldwide. Ozzy Osbourne was more than a musician. He was a force of nature, a man who transformed pain into poetry, rebellion into rhythm, and madness into music. From the grim factories of Birmingham to the global stage, Ozzy defied expectations at every turn. He made mistakes, but he never hid from them. He fell, but he always got back up, louder, weirder, and more iconic than before. Even in death, Ozzy's voice still echoes through concert halls, headphones, and hearts. He didn't just shape a genre, he gave generations the courage to be unapologetically themselves. His story wasn't perfect. It was Ozzy, raw, wild, unforgettable. And now the curtain falls for the final time on the Prince of Darkness. But the spotlight will never fade. Thank you for watching this tribute to a true legend of rock and roll, Ozzy Osbourne. If this video moved you, made you reminisce, or taught you something new, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dive stories on music legends, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Until next time, stay loud, stay bold, and stay legendary. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Long live the Prince of Darkness.